Welcome, and thank you for joining me in this moment. The sun has entered Gene Key 45, moving through the ancient stars of Taurus, and with it a deeper invitation rises. This isn't just a transit, it is a mirror, a call to remember who we are beneath the roles, beneath the masks. Gene Key 45 speaks of power, not the kind that dominates or divides, but the kind that feeds and gathers, that leads with presence instead of control. It begins in the shadow of control, where fear whispers, "If I'm not in charge, I will be forgotten. If I do not lead, I will be nothing." And so we tightened, we grasp, we build our identities around status and position, while a deeper part of us quietly longs, not to rule, but to belong. Its programming partner, Gene Key 26, brings the shadow of pride, the urge of not being seen, the urge to prove worth through persuasion, through performance, through polishing the surface while the soul hides underneath. Together, these keys form a polarity of illusion. One seeks control, the other applause. But under both is the same human tenderness, a longing to be loved, to be valued, not for what we do, but for who we are. This particular transmission is deeply personal for me, because Gene Key 45 lives in both my conscious Venus and my unconscious North Node. Venus speaks of how we love, and in 45, love becomes a journey, from needing power to feel safe, to surrendering into communion, to letting love be a shared field, not an exchange, not a currency, but a sacred coherence. The North Node is the silent trajectory of the soul, the path we walk even when we don't know we are walking it. And so, in this transit, I feel something ancient awakening, a remembering of my own direction, which is not to rise above, but to return within. True leadership, I have learned, begins in the stillness. It doesn't announce itself, it listens, it nourishes, it serves. And in its highest form, it becomes serenity, the grace of belonging to oneself without needing to prove or possess anything at all. So I offer you this space, not as a teaching, but as a remembrance. May these be a breath of communion for your soul. May these words dissolve the need to strive, and may you remember that the true throne lives within you, not above others, but beside them. Let's begin. We are born into kingdoms, some ruled by love, others by fear. Jinky 45 meets us in the bones of hierarchy where power is hoarded or shared. In the shadow it speaks through control, float as leadership. It is core fear. The fear of losing status, of being nothing without authority. And when fear governs, generosity dies. We take instead of trust. We command instead of commune. But there is another way. Control feeds on the illusion that we are separate, that power protects us. It whispers, if I don't lead, I will be left behind. This is the fear of falling from grace, a deep imprint in the body, tension in the chest, sharpness in speech. You may feel this most in moments of scarcity, envy, or needing to prove yourself. To work with this shadow is not to fight it, but to soften it, to ask, what would trust look like right now? The gift, communion. It blossoms the moment we stop grasping. Communion is not about losing identity. It is about remembering we were never alone. It is how true leadership arises, not from command, but from coherence. We each hold a thread. Together we weave a living fabric. Real leaders serve that fabric, not their pride. They listen before they lead. There is a quiet magic in communion, in shared meals, honest words, undivided presence. It is not grand, it is human. This is where Jinki 45 meets the fertile ground of Taurus, earth energy that values stability, nourishment, the slow unfolding of trust. Power here is not about domination. It is about devotion to the whole. It is a power that feeds, not controls. And that power lives in you. The city, serenity. Not the serenity of empires, but of presence. True serenity is subtle. It cannot be sized or granted. It emerges when all striving stops, when we no longer need to prove or protect our place. It is the quiet dignity of knowing your worth with no comparison, no agenda, no fear. This is the leader who leads nothing and transforms everything by simply being. Now, let's meet the programming partner, Gene Key 26, the artisan of willpower, the master of words, the hidden persuader. Its shadow is pride, the fear of invisibility, a deep wound that says, I am not seen, I don't exist. It sells truth to gain love. polishes the surface while the heart stays guarded. Together, 45 and 26 can create a dazzling illusion, a powerful role, a charming mask, a kingdom built on image. But beneath it all, two arching hearts longing to be real. In the gift, 26 becomes artfulness, the beauty of influence without manipulation. And 45 becomes communion, the leadership of presence, not possession. Together, these two teach a sacred lesson. When love and truth unite, real power is born. Words become medicine, service becomes strength, leadership becomes love in action. They are inner alchemists, one shaping the truth we speak, the other shaping the heart we serve. This is power in its highest art form, humble, clear, and deeply human. To walk with these keys is to meet your need for recognition, success, control. To sit with the urge to impress, to persuade the lead from the mind, to name the fear that whispers, without this I'm nothing, and to gently begin again, to choose communion over comparison, dignity over dominance, truth over trickery. You are more than titles, more than your charm, more than your influence. You are the voice that feeds the fields. This is the journey from the empire of ego to the kingdom of soul. We don't need to overthrow the old with rage. We need to dissolve it with love. Let communion root itself in your breath. Let serenity rise through stillness and self-trust. You are the throne and the servant, the voice and the silence, the one who offers leadership not for approval, but for wholeness. You are not here to dominate the world. You are here to nourish it. Lead as only love can lead.